Welcome everybody. This is going to be the first of 3 short videos on our first section, P.1. In this video, we're going to be talking about the building blocks for our class, algebraic expressions. Let's get started. Now, for many of you, this section is going to be entirely review, and in fact, a lot of the stuff in this chapter may be review. But if it's not, that's okay, because I'm still going to present the material as though it's your first time seeing it. I want to start by making sure we're on the same page with a couple of important words. One of those being a variable. So when I talk about a variable, typically we'll use a letter that represents some quantity that we don't know, right? And that symbol is the variable, right? Oftentimes we'll use X or Y or something like that. And an algebraic expression is a combination of variables, numbers, and operations. And these are the kind of things you see all over your math classes, right? Like what I have in example 1 down here, right? Example 1 shows a few different kinds of algebraic expressions like x minus 5, or y over 2 plus 7, or 13x squared, something like that. And as our first exercise we're going to do together, I would like us to write each of the following, EOTF means each of the following, as an algebraic expression. A, 5 more than double a number. The first thing I like to do in problems like this is go through and find my variables, right? Here I've got a number and I don't actually know what the number is, right? So I should probably use a variable to represent that number. Let's call it X. Now, I'm trying to write an expression for 5 more than whatever double that number is, right? So more than typically means add. Double, we all know, is 2 times. And of course, 5, well, that's just the number 5. So all together now, that algebraic expression would be 5 plus 2x. I would like you to now pause the video and see if you can try part B on your own. Hopefully, we were all able to arrive at this expression, x squared plus 6 over x, right? The square of a number, that would be x squared, together with those words mean plus the quotient, which means division of 6 and that number. Notice the problem specifies the same unknown number as before with the word that, right? So it's the same variable, x. I've got one more for you all to try on your own. And here is maybe a little bit of an example of when this kind of stuff would show up in our day-to-day life. There's going to be an installation fee of $100, and then you'll owe $65 per month. See if you can write an algebraic expression to represent this statement. Hopefully, you were able to arrive at this algebraic expression, 100 plus 65m. Here, m is denoting the number of months. Now, why are algebraic expressions important? Well, as we see in part C of the previous example, they can be used to model some simple mathematical phenomena that occur in our day-to-day life. We will also need to understand how to evaluate algebraic expressions. So in example 3, we're going to take a look at doing that together a little bit. Now, part A says to evaluate x plus 3 when x is equal to 2. Remember, a variable is just a stand-in or a signifier for some quantity that we don't know. And the algebraic expression x plus 3 says whatever x happens to be, add 3 to it. But now we're actually given the context that x is equal to 2, right? So my algebraic expression would tell me to take x, which is 2, and then add 3 to it. And of course, 2 plus 3 is 5. Go ahead and pause the video to see if you can do part B on your own. Hopefully, you were able to arrive at the conclusion 4. Here, our algebraic expression is y, which at the moment, at this point in reading the sentence, I don't know what the value of y is, but the algebraic expression is whatever y is divided by 7, right? And I'm being asked to evaluate that when y is equal to 28. So I take 28 and I divide it by 7 to get 4. Let's try one more. For every $2 you make, I will donate $1. How much should I donate if you make $26? First, see if you can write down an algebraic expression to represent this exchange, and then evaluate it at the appropriate amount. Pause the video here to see if you can do it on your own. Okay. The algebraic expression that models this exchange is d over 2, where d is the number of dollars that you make. Right? You could have used any letter that you wanted to represent this variable, or you could have even drawn a pretty picture if you wanted. And I'm asking you to evaluate that algebraic expression when you make $26. So in other words, when D, as I've called it, is equal to 26. That said, we need to take 26 and divide it by 2 to get 13. That's going to do it for this video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about a couple important sets of numbers. See you then.